The following is a presentation of The Day.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the day's continuing presentation of Connecticut High School basketball. Tonight we are here unexpectedly, I might add, for the second game of the ECC boys semifinals. I'm Jim O'Neill along with Rich Conover. And Rich, we were here last night, saw a great first game and had the second one interrupted very quickly because of some problems with the court.
Yeah, I rushed to get here, as you did, within our busy day, but here we are.
The last night's game was interrupted with about 3 minutes gone by in the game, and the score 2-2 at that point. I asked Jack Barkley, who's the head of the basketball officials in this area, how we arrived at what we're going to do tonight, which I'm told is we're going to start from scratch. Now, I guess Federation will say you pick it up from the point of interruption, but since it's a tournament game, the ECC basketball committee can decide to do what it wants, and it decided that they were better served by starting it from scratch. How do you, as a coach, how do you feel about that?
I don't mind it, particularly because the score was tied. If I was ahead 10-6 or something, I question it, certainly. But I think if they figured that on the reverse side, that maybe the playing surface wasn't conducive to playing basketball, that otherwise, if it had been, some team might have been ahead. So it kind of influenced, I think they said that, I guess they said, that it affected the game.
Yeah, I like the decision. You get to play it start from scratch, and it's a big game. It's a semifinal game. The winner gets to play tomorrow night here at 7:30 here at St. Bernard's High School for the ECC Tournament Championship. They'll face the New London Whalers, who won a thrilling 2-point overtime victory yesterday against Woodstock Academy, a team that had beaten it twice during the season.
Yeah, that was the whole third time myth, but it was a great game, and I think it's understandable that Ledyard might have won twice, given their balance and whatever, but the New London speed and pressure caught up with the Ledyard team, and they had a great win.
Ledyard here tonight is coming in 17-2, yes. 14 straight at one point during this season. Lost a heartbreaking one-point game to Hartford Public to close out the season, but I think Dave Cornish, head coach of Ledyard, has indicated to me that they've tried to turn that into a positive by showing that they have to tighten up the control of the ball under fourth quarter pressure, which they're likely to see, particularly as they go into the tournament.
Yeah. Excuse me, I made a mistake there. It was Woodstock that New London beat and had lost to twice. But it was interesting watching that. We almost had a preview of what we might expect yesterday in that game. It was pretty slow, 2-2 after over 4 minutes of play. One team playing zone and the other more drop-back man-to-man, protecting the lane after zone pressing. But we'll see if they come out the same way. That'll be interesting.
That'll be interesting to see that tonight, because I think both teams would prefer to play in an up-tempo style. But when you're playing, if you're going to play up-tempo and play zone, that's sometimes mutually exclusive. It's hard to do both, sometimes.
It would seem so, but I know later in my career I went more to zone. I was a big man-to-man coach earlier, but my teams did run a lot, and we scored a lot of points, and it was out of a zone, surprising. You can run better or more structured out of the zone. The key is, of course, making the other team miss. Whether you're playing man-to-man or zone, you can't run as well.
That's right. Tale of two halves last night. Woodstock couldn't miss in the first half. New London couldn't run. Yeah. Game went the other way in the second half. New London got out on the break, caused an up-tempo game, and was able to do well. This game, I think, is probably going to be more matching styles. I think both teams want to run. Both teams, we should see this game, I would think, in the 70s. But, we've been all fooled before. We're almost stopping. So we're going to get you the starting lineups here that started last night. Rich, starting for Norwich tonight?
Norwich, it looks like the same lineup. Ramel Williams, Ryan Lusk, Raya Caruso, and Marcus Outlaw. And the other forward, Ivo Rivera.
The starting five for Ledyard has been pretty consistent all year long. They're led by Thomas Whipple, who's the big scorer, but it's a pretty well-balanced team.
Yeah, they have, along with Thomas Whipple, we got River Thomas and Philip Thomas, the brothers, Kyrie Childs, and Darnell Gray, the big wide body inside.
Darnell Gray, I mentioned last night, had a 33-point performance against Hartford Public, a team without a great deal of size, who just could not contend with Gray inside. And Ledyard did, for 3 quarters, a real good job of getting him in the basketball. NFA is not by any stretch a small team. They're not this, but they're certainly not a big team. And Gray will be a major presence inside. We'll look to see if Ledyard decides that that's how they're going to attack, by getting Gray the ball inside.
Yeah, Gray for Ledyard, a little bit like Charles Barkley, a small guy, a wide body. He's had some trouble when I've seen him finishing the play inside, but he manages to get the ball a lot, takes up a lot of space. They can get it to him, and I could see where he could score a bundle if he's making those inside shots.
Well, you're right, a true space eater. Not only do you need some size vertically to contend with him, right, but you need some size horizontally to contend with him. Yeah. He's a big presence in there. I don't know that Norwich is anyone that really matches up in that way. On the other hand, Norwich will probably be as athletic as anybody that Ledyard has seen this year. Ledyard's a very athletic team. Very interestingly athletic team. But I think Norwich Free Academy matches them in athleticism certainly with Outlaw and Ramel Williams. Those are 2 very athletic players. So we'll see.
Yeah, and of course they have Lancaster, looks like, coming off the bench, and I know I've seen him play. He's pretty athletic and quite versatile.
Big kid too, 6'4", right?
Yeah.
That's Denzel Lancaster. He's a Norwich senior. He should play a lot tonight. We should see him in the ball game a lot tonight. By the way, for Ledyard, we'll probably see Kenzie Desire in the lineup quite a bit, and we'll probably see a lot of John Rainey and Jaquante Reels, who tend to play a lot of backcourt time for the Colonels.
Your mention of Ledyard's athleticism, but early on yesterday, when NFA was playing the zone, it slowed Ledyard down quite a bit, and Whipple on the perimeter, and we'll see if that continues.
Yeah, we will. By the way, I should mention Ledyard, the contrast of coaches. Neil Curlin is one of the longest tenured coaches in Eastern Connecticut. He's been at the helm of the academy for a long time. Very highly successful coach.
And Wyndham before that.
Yes, and at Wyndham before that. So he's been a head coach for a lot of years. Neil, I used to think of as a young kid. I'm trying to look. He's got gray hair, what's left of it, but certainly one of the most respected coaches in Eastern Connecticut. On the other hand, you've got the new kids on the block over at Ledyard High School. Dave Cornish, longtime assistant Chop Parker at New London, took over the program. He's joined by his assistant, one of the New London greats, Trinity College star Troy McKelvin. We'll continue, by the way, to explain it, but first we're going to pause for our national anthem. back and ready for this one, Rich. Odd starting time, 5 o'clock, still has engendered a fairly decent crowd. Stands about 3/4 packed, and that's pretty imposing for a Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I was just noticing the same thing as I drove in. I said, oh, I'll find a parking place easy, but I'm down in the lower lot and I had to run up.
Officials for tonight's ball game, formidable. Tommy Sullivan, Andy Kane, and Dan Kalish. Nice to see a bunch of ECC coaches here watching. Billy Scarlatta walking by just now as the highly successful Bill Scarlatta. It's always a nice atmosphere and tournament atmosphere, Rich, and this hopes to be a good one. We'll hope to have a. By the way, should we mention that the finals tomorrow night, 7:30, will be carried live by the Day at day.com. You hope everybody will join us tomorrow night for the finals.
This is a nice thing the Day is doing. I'm new to it, obviously, and it gives people a chance to watch it right on their
Producer Peter Whoppy tells me that we're getting a pretty good response from the local public have followed, and we're seeing people. We had a whole group from Hartford who watched the Hartford public game. The Day is extending its reach. All right, we're ready to go. Tap controlled there by the Colonels. Philip Thomas gets it to brother River Thomas, over to Whipple. Whipple inside to Kyrie Childs. The runner in the lane is no good. Strong rebound inside by Lusk. Or actually, by Lusk. All right, this is Ramel Williams. He goes right side. On top to Lusk. Caruso looks inside, has nothing. Back on top to Outlaw. Ledyard man-to-man right now. Outlaw comes off the high screen, tries to go right against Gray, shut off. Long jumper is no good. Rebound strongly taken by Childs. And the Colonels come the other way. Push ahead to Whipple. Whipple goes baseline, throws up a running right-hander. No good. Rebound in the lane by Childs. Tries to get it to Whipple, but can't. Outlaw streaks out of the pack, comes down the lane, and loses the handle. In the lane, the ball is scooped up and gotten back on top to Caruso. Outlaw to Williams. Now Williams will reset. Williams to Outlaw, right side. Swings it left to Rivera. Rivera to Lusk with a short jumper. That's no good. Strong rebound inside by Darnay Gray. Gives to River Thomas, to brother Phillip. Norwich in a 2-3 zone, Rich? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yep.
All right, Philip Thomas. Swings it around the perimeter now. They're just sort of sensing what they're going to do against this.
Quite deliberate, Ledyard, in this attack.
River Thomas down the lane, throws it up, gets blocked by Rivera. Rivera comes out of the pack and gives the ball to Ramel Williams. He'll set up the Norwich offense. Still no score 2 minutes into this one. This is Rivera.
Ledyard still in that kind of drop back man-to-man, not pressuring a lot. Probably trying to prevent any penetration, which is not a bad idea, actually.
All right, Lusk with the basketball. Tries to go right. Ball is stripped away, but recovered by Williams. He'll get it back on top. Hounded by Rivers. River Thomas can't score. Strong rebound by Childs. Childs kicks it ahead to Thomas Whipple. Whipple drops it off to Philip Thomas, and the Colonels will start again. Inside the ball to Gray, and is kicked out of bounds, or knocked out of bounds by Lusk. And the Colonels will keep the basketball under their own hoop. No score. 5:19 remaining, first quarter of this ECC semifinal. River Thomas drives baseline, tries to get it to Childs for the right side jumper. It's no good. Batted around. Outlaw with a rebound. I'm glad it's not one of those games where everybody stands till the first score, you know.
Right. Yeah, we're into 3 minutes in. No score yet. Most of the shots haven't even been accurate.
All right, Ramel Williams. This is Caruso. Tries to get it inside and throws it away.
Wow.
Rich, do you think that the basketball is plagued by the pass that has a 1 in 10 chance of being made as opposed to the basic pass, which tends to connect. I mean, the only good pass is one that your teammate receives, isn't it?
Yes. Although I think one of the most overlooked skills in the game is catching the ball.
Yeah, I would agree with you entirely.
You'd be surprised.
Carol Walters for UConn. Remember,
Yeah.
she could play simply because she could catch it.
Yeah.
Nice play there by Raya Caruso as he had the ball go off the Colonels, and the Wildcats will take the basketball. Still man-to-man. This is Denzel Lancaster in the ball game now. Lancaster with it now, tries to go against Childs, can't. Outlaw, long jumper, it's no good. Strong rebound by Gray. He gives it ahead to Thomas Whipple. Whipple races
They're
into
on
the
the
front
run
court.
there. But
Comes to the top.
NFA's back.
Here's Whipple again. 15-footer right side is no good. Rebound is taken by the Wildcats. Good play by Lancaster. Gives to Ramel Williams. Throws the lob. No good. River Thomas the other way. Here come the Colonels. Thomas holds up. Gives to Whipple. Whipple wheels into the baseline. Can't get it. Tries to give it to Kyrie Childs inside. He's fouled. Well, we have 3:44 remaining in the first quarter. And Kyrie Childs will go to the line to try to break this scoreless tie. 3:44 and no one is. Maybe it's the time of day. These guys aren't used to playing at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, NFA in that zone. Good example of what we talked about before. Got a missed shot, had a very good 4 and 3 fast break, and missed the layup.
All right, Childs dips and shoots and rattles it home. 1-0.
All right, everybody can sit down now.
Yeah,
Joe.
that's it. All right, Jaquante Reels. Jaquante Reels comes into the ball game for the Colonels. Replaces River Thomas. Childs gets the second, 2-0. Denzel, as I said, Denzel Lancaster in the ball game with Outlaw, Williams, Lusk.
And by the way, with Lancaster in, he moves to
And
the
Keith Robinson, yeah.
middle of the zone, 2-3 zone, and Lusk goes out to the wing where he might be a little bit more comfortable. Lancaster can really rebound inside.
Foul called on the Colonels there in the pressure department, but it'll be a non-shooting foul, and NFA will inbound. Little pressure now by the Colonels full court. Gets to Outlaw. Outlaw comes down the lane, throws a wild shot, and the block is called. Block called on Christopher Gill, who has come into the ball game, giving Ledyard a very big team in Atlanta. He looked like he was about to take the charge, but I think good call by Andy Kane there, who had the block, and Outlaw will go to shoot a pair.
Yeah, I thought it was a block. Ledyard coaching staff up in arms over that one, but.
All right, Outlaw hits the first. 2-1 Ledyard with 3:33 remaining first quarter. Kyrie Childs out of the ball game now, and as I mentioned, Jaquante Reels in, as is Christopher Gill. Second by Outlaw, no good. Gill with the rebound. All right, this is Reels to Thomas. Corner to Whipple, he looks inside, nothing there. Swinging left all the way around to Whipple on the baseline. Inside to Gray, who lays it in. Nice cut off the baseline pick.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Ledyard picking inside against the zone.
Come the other way, and the ball is knocked out of bounds and given to the, good interior pick there that freed up Gray. He scored to make it 4-1 with 3:03 remaining here.
You don't see that often, picking inside, particularly against the zone.
Nicely designed. Lancaster sticks the 18-footer, and it's 4-3 Ledyard with 2:53 remaining first quarter.
Lancaster was their leading scorer early in the season.
Gray wheels inside, can't get it. Throws it to Philip Thomas for the three-pointer, can't get it. Gray inside with a strong rebound and scores. Pressure in the backcourt now. Lusk to Outlaw, gets it ahead to Lancaster. Nice pass, and lays it in as Keith Robinson scores off the nice cut to the basket. 6-5 Ledyard with 2:26 remaining. Reels to Whipple, back to Reels. Reels with the three-pointer. Air ball goes out of bounds.
Last time the NFA did a nice job breaking the press.
Yes,
Got it to the middle and for a nice pass from Lancaster for the layup.
Coaches like the pressure, but boy, you can give up a lot of easy hoops that way.
Yeah, it's always the question. You got to weigh one against the other.
Good defensive play by Philip Thomas to make the steal, and then he's fouled by Lusk. As some harsh words being exchanged, and by Lusk and Gray. And by the way, I will say something about David Cornish. He's not going to put up with any of that. These kids are not going to get involved in that kind of stuff on the court. Look at him now. You can see him talking to Darnay Gray in a very, teacherly fashion. He just doesn't want to do that. He's trying to build a program here at Ledyard, and that's exactly how he wants kids to play, the right way. Got to give him a lot of credit for that.
Yeah. Chop was quite the same way as well.
Absolutely. Ball inside to Gill. He can't retrieve the pass on the pick and roll, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and after the last layup, Gray was kind of in one of the Ledyard players' faces, and there's no need for that. I just like to see him play.
All right, Ramel Williams now, 6'5", Ledyard lead. To Robinson. Swings it left to Outlaw. Outlaw swings to Lusk, who drives left on the lane, and the foul is called on top. Good call, I think.
He reached in. Didn't move his feet.
Call on Christopher Gill, who, as Darnay Gray comes back into the ball game, replacing Jaquante Reels. Not a shooting foul. 1:33 remains. Ledyard with a 1-point lead. Here's Ramel Williams now, being guarded by Gray on the switch. He's trying to clear it out to go against Gray, but Gray a better athlete than most people realize.
Yeah, he was pretty quick out there. It's nice to see Dave put Gray back in quickly.
Yes, that was a very good job.
Yeah.
Made his point.
That's right.
Now go play. This is Lusk on the baseline, gets it back on top to Williams. Williams swings right to Lancaster, who goes right into the lane, can't score. Williams with the basketball. Gives it to Robinson. Man-to-man by Ledyard, holding up pretty well, I'd say. 53 seconds remain, 6-5, as Lancaster wheels into the lane for the glass shot, can't get it. Rebound goes to Philip Thomas, and he holds and gives to Thomas Whipple.
And again, I think Ledyard is not really pressuring. They're keeping the ball out on the perimeter, making tough shots for NFA, and they're getting what they want out of that defense. 29
seconds, inside to Gray. Gray gets called for the travel. He got kind of tied up there trying to bull his way a little bit to the basket and traveled in the process. 25 seconds remain. Academy trails by 1 at 6-5.
Ledyard doesn't press this time. Drops back into their man-to-man on the three-point circle.
John Rainey in the ball game for the Colonels. Ball goes inside to Robinson, to Lancaster, back to Robinson. 9 seconds remain. Outlaw, 40 feet from the basket. He'll go right off the screen, can't get it. Lusk with a long jumper, no good. Rebound. Whipple throws it the length of the court, but it does, in Ocean Beach fashion, scrapes ceiling, and the shot will go no good. A quarter is in the books. 6-5 Ledyard Colonels. We'll be right back after this message.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with Sprigs and Twigs, stewards of the environment.
Okay, we're back here at St. Bernard's High School. Semifinal action in the Eastern Connecticut Boys Basketball Tournament. A quarter in the books, and the Ledyard Colonels hold a 6-5 lead in a low-scoring first quarter. Rich, Ledyard's man-to-man has sort of thwarted Norwich, and Norwich has had trouble with the Ledyard man-to-man. In the opposite to Norwich's zone has given the Colonels trouble.
Yeah, Ledyard looks a little reluctant to take that outside shot, which would loosen up that zone or open it up and get something inside, but both teams content and probably pretty happy with their defensive effort. There's a nice
off the inside cut. Lancaster scores. Nice pass by Ryan Lusk off the pick inside, and the Cads grab their first lead of the night at 7-6. This is Rainey. He's a three-point shooter and can't get it. Rebound taken inside by Gray's foul. Rainey with the look from the corner, the open look from the corner, drew really the bottom of the iron, but Gray is, by the way, not only a good rebounding presence, I noted, Rich, but good hands around the ball on the floor. A lot of big men lack that skill, and you really do it. Get over and get the ball inside.
He doesn't his athleticism, because you see him on defense. He's guarding the guards outside. He moves his feet pretty quickly, which is telling of his athleticism.
He hits the first of two to tie it at 7. Dips, shoots, and scores. 8-7 Colonels. 7:30 remains first half.
1-2.
Pressure by the Colonels.
Zone press this time, different alignment.
And the travel is called. Pressure caused the up tempo and got Ramel Williams to travel, which is really what you want pressure to do, I guess.
Yeah, NFA gave him a different look on the zone press all the way up the court, and it caught. I mean, Ledyard did.
Whipple at the point now for some reason, but gets it in the lane to Childs, who has the ball stripped and stolen. Outlaw with it, gets it ahead to Lancaster. The lefty comes down the lane and gives to Williams, who looks in the lane, throws up a wild right-hander off the board, gets his rebound on the other side and knocks it out of bounds. And Neil Curlin said, I really don't like that shot.
Well, he got himself caught. He went up in the air. He's a little guy, and the arms were a little bit too high for him. He just had to throw it up to not get it blocked.
Patrick Kudic comes into the ball game. Kuday, yes. Did I say Kudic? Kuday, yes. Gary Childs in the lane. Right side Rainey. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound taken by the Wildcats by Lusk. Stolen by Whipple. Whipple in the lane, lays it up, and no good. Gray with the rebound. It scrambled. Whipple grabs it and gets it back on top to Philip Thomas. Whipple to Philip Thomas. Philip Thomas runner in the lane off the glass. No good. Strong rebound. Gray. He goes inside, lays it up, and in and scores.
That wide body is serving him well.
Yeah, sure is. He just cleared space in the lane, got the rebound, and powered his way back up, which is really what you want to see a guy like that do.
Yeah,
you don't want to see him diddling around. Just power it back up. Get yourself to the line if you can. This time he goes to the line having scored the hoop. He'll try to complete the conventional three-point play as Ledyard has a 10-7 lead with 6:25 remaining. Gray dips and shoots and irons it. Rebound by Rivera.
And Gray, along with his athleticism, gets good balance after he gets the offensive rebound, enabling him to get a pretty good shot.
This is Outlaw, hounded by Childs on top. Gives to Kuday. He can't do anything with it and comes on top to reset the offense. Gives to Outlaw. Guarded by Rainey off the high screen now. He comes all the way right. This is Robinson. Robinson tries to drive the lane. Right side, Lusk, a jumper. He sticks it. Ryan Lusk with the baseline jumper pulls the Academy to within 1 at 10-9, 5:44 remaining, first half. Whipple, short jumper, rattles around, no good. Gray with a rebound, he scores. No answer for Darnay Gray right now. Stolen by Childs and knocked out of bounds. They have no answer really inside for Darnay Gray.
I think they got to look at him. When the shot goes up, somebody's got to put a body on him or look at him. Tough to get a body on him, but at least get some position so he's not freely able to go up and grab those offensive rebounds.
Okay, let's see. River Thomas back in the ball game. I think it's Ledyard's original starting 5 in there now. Yes, it is. Lusk on the cut. Gives right side to Robinson for the three-pointer, two-pointer. He gets it.
Nice pass by Lusk coming into the lane, kicking it back out. Lusk has a nice style. He's one of those forward styles. Does everything pretty well.
In the lane is Whipple. He can't score. Childs with the ball. Gets it back to River Thomas. To Philip Thomas for the three-pointers. Swish. Philip Thomas with the big three-pointer gives the Colonels a 4-point lead. Oh, the dangerous cross pass is grabbed. There's Lusk with the basketball now. Gives it to Ramel Williams.
Yeah, if Ledyard starts hitting some of those outside shots, and with Gray inside in the press, they're going to be tough to beat.
All right, this is Keith Robinson. NFA kind of holding it here a little bit.
Yeah.
Gives us a break.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the strategy here, but they've obviously kind of pulled the ball back out.
Maybe Neil Curlin just wants to slow the pace of the game a little bit.
Yeah, he can't let it get away.
Yep.
Right.
Outlaw down the lane, and the foul is called.
Paid off.
It did.
You lull him to sleep a little bit and get the ball to a guy who can be offensive inside.
Gray picked up the foul on the reach-in, and Outlaw will shoot a pair. Academy trails 15-11 with 4:01 remaining here in the first half of ECC semifinal action. Jim O'Neill along with Rich Conover. Outlaw dips and shoots and scores.
Yeah, I don't know how many that is on Gray, but it'd be important for Ledyard.
That was his first, actually.
First? Yeah, okay.
Outlaw cans the second, pulls the Academy to within 2 with 4 minutes straight up. Here's Philip Thomas racing to the lane, can't score, gives to Childs at the key. Top of the key, Thomas gives to Whipple. Whipple tries to go and can't. River Thomas inside to Gray. Gray wheels in lane, lays it up and in. Count this basket. He'll go to the line for another try at a three-point play. There is really just no answer thus far for Darnay Gray.
Right.
I've seen 2 ball games, Rich, thus far with the Ledyard Colonels, and in both games, Gray has just simply dominated inside.
Well, he does a nice job here. He's a nice feel around the lane for who's where.
Yep.
And he goes to the basket. He doesn't fade away. And
Completes the three-point play. And
NFA has no height. Here comes Lancaster back in. He's longer than the other forwards for NFA. He might be able to get a hand up there.
1-3-1 pressure now. Half-court pressure by the Colonels. Ends up being not successful. They go the other way. Oh, and Lancaster lose it all about, but a good call by Danny Kaler's ball was just touched by Philip Thomas, and the Academy will retain it. I thought the pressure kind of got to Ledyard, got to Norwich there a little bit.
Very clever, quick move by
Dave Cornish, yeah.
Dave Cornish.
Right side jump by Rivera is no good. Rebound Gray. Here come the Ledyard Colonels out of the pack. This is Philip Thomas streaking to the basket. No good. Rebound inside by Childs. Blocked. Crowd, of course, goes crazy for no apparent reason. The Colonels will set against the NFA 2-3 zone. Whipple to Thomas. Thomas to the foul line jump. No good. Rebound taken by the Academy. Here they come the other way. Lancaster down the lane, cannot get the handle, and the ball will go out of bounds to the Colonels.
Yeah, interesting move. Cornish saw NFA pulling it out. He didn't have no part of that. Put the pressure on half court, 1-3-1.
He wants the tempo he wants. 18-13 Ledyard, 2:49 remains in the half. Don't be, by the way, Dave Cornish will not be afraid at some point in his ball game, however, to pull it out against that zone. Whipple wheels in the lane, throws up the floater and hits it. 20-13, Colonels by 7. This is a key point in the ball game for NFA. They really don't want this one to get away from them, Rich.
Ledyard back in that half-court 1-3-1 zone press to keep the pressure. Whoa, almost a steal by Whipple. Gray.
Long jumper by Outlaw, he got it. A three-pointer by Marcus Outlaw, big basket. Pulls the Academy to within 4 with 2:10 remaining.
Well, they needed that. Gray up on the foul line now. Maybe that's because Lancaster's in there.
Whipple, long three-pointer, top of the key, no good. Rebound taken by Gray. He tries to get a pass, but it's stolen by Outlaw. Outlaw races the other way. Ball stripped, he passes inside to Robinson, who scores. Nice look to Ramel Williams, who scores. Nice look by Marcus Outlaw. 2-point lead.
Outlaw, a little bit like Porter for New London.
That's
strong,
right. Yeah.
Drive to the basket.
In the lane, he wheels, but there's no score. He's called for the travel. I don't know if I love that call.
I didn't see it. Of course, I wasn't looking at the feet as the referee
kind of a nice drop step.
Is. Yeah. I think he drop step, then took a hop, maybe to a jump stop, which you can't
Kenzie Desire comes into the ball game, replacing Kyrie Childs.
It's impressive how Gray gets to the basket.
Oh, he
He's
does.
going towards the basket all the time.
Well, the 1-3-1 half court here. Caruso has the ball stolen. That can't make that long loopy pass against that 1-3-1. Baseline Whipple inside, rebound taken by Rivera. He comes the other way to Outlaw. Outlaw races down the lane, throws him a left-hander, no good. Rebound River Thomas. Gives to Whipple. Whipple drives into the lane, throws up the floater, can't get it. Foul is called on the rebounding action. Foul called on Darnay Gray. Darnay Gray having words with Ramel Williams. Draws a second foul and will take a seat with 48 seconds and a 2-point Ledyard lead. No shooting, but we still aren't, by the way, in the bonus. 48 seconds and a half, nobody's shooting bonus here.
Yeah, well, the pace so slow with the zone and the drop back man-to-man.
Still
now
1-3-1. Outlaw,
yeah.
Baseline, nice indirect. Goes into the lane, ball is stolen. No, the foul is called. Foul called on Kyrie Childs. Still not a 1-and-1, and the Academy will have the ball at midcourt.
Dave Cornish very upset over there at the referees about some call.
Well, coaches' kids never reach in. Have you ever noticed? I didn't know that, but they never reach in. It's only the other team that reaches in. All right.
Oh, not a shooting foul. I
No,
thought,
not a shooting foul.
He was going up.
Inside the ball goes to Ryan, who can't score. Restolen by the Academy. Outlaw has his three-pointer blocked, but the foul is called. Kenzie Desire blocked the shot, but in continuing through, knocked Outlaw to the floor, and I believe Outlaw will get 3 free throws.
I think so also. It was interesting to play before that the NFA player,
Michael Ryan,
is wide open at the foul line, decides to take it to the basket, and they don't get a shot.
All right, this is Marcus Outlaw, who'll shoot 3. Dips, shoots, and scores. 20-19.
He could put them ahead. When they, Ledyard was up by 7, maybe?
Yes, they were. 20-19, 27 seconds remains first half. Outlaw shoots again and gets it. He ties it at 20. He can give the Academy one of its rare leads here in the first half. John Rainey replaces Desire. This is about as small a lineup as I've seen Ledyard field, by the way. They really essentially have 4 guards in the lineup right now.
Well, they got Gray out, probably trying to cool him
Gray
off a little
and
bit.
Gill out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Back rims the last one, rebound taken by Childs. 20-20 tie, 25 seconds remain. Rainey gives it back on top now. NFA man-to-man.
Man-to-man.
Here's Rainey. Goes to Reels. Reels to Whipple. 8 seconds remaining. Whipple against Outlaw.
They'll clear it out. Pick and roll now.
Right side jumper is blocked out of bounds at the buzzer. Rainey's jumper is blocked as halftime is upon us. 20-20, perfect vision is the score at halftime in a game that we thought would be a little bit more high scoring. We'll be back with halftime action right after this message.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with Sprigs and Twigs, stewards of the environment.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
Okay, we're back here at St. Bernard's High School. Jim O'Neill along with the legend Rich Conover as we're bringing you, the day is bringing you continuing coverage of Connecticut High School basketball. We're here at St. Bernard's High School at halftime of the ECC Boys Basketball Tournament. Ledyard Colonels and the NFA Wildcats locked in a 20-20 tie in a game that I think has featured a few key moves, not the least of which I think was we were wondering while Neil Curlin he was down 7. The pace had started to get frenetic, and down 7, he kind of held the ball for a minute or so outside, not attacking the basket. I think just to slow the pace down, and it really, I think, had a positive effect.
Yeah, and maybe almost inadvertently, they pulled it out, and they got a foul. Went to the line on that when he pulled it out. Next time up the court, Dave Cornish said he'd had none of that, and he 1-3-1 zone press. But maybe even in that, somehow, the change of mentality somehow stimulated NFA, and they got a couple of scores.
Yeah, big, of course, Outlaw had the 3 free throws that made 2 of them to tie the game at 20. When Ledyard had a 7-point lead, it looked like the Colonels were about to break away, but could not. Let me ask you a question from a coaching perspective now. You've seen NFA and Ledyard play against each other for a half. You've seen New London now. What do you see in a New London matchup against either of these two teams?
Well, actually, Porter is the key for New London, or has been. But if he's penetrating and they allow him, well, it's hard to stop, as we talked about yesterday, but he has some supporting cast. He can kick it out. He doesn't do it a lot because he makes the shot or takes the shot or gets fouled. But he's got Sawyer out there, who I thought was a nice, steady player. They have some obvious speed. But it'd be a good matchup. I don't know. Did Ledyard in London play?
Ledyard played nobody. Played neither New London. Played neither New London nor Norwich. Both of whom are in the large division. Their large division scheduled matchups were with neither of those teams. So they haven't seen either team this year. Norwich recently beat New London late in the season in a tight ball game at, I believe, at the NFA.
As yesterday, the difference might be whether Ledyard can handle pressure from New London. If they handle the pressure, then they have a good chance to score with Gray inside. Whipple's clever, and they got a couple of guys that can shoot from outside. The key probably would be the pressure, how they handle it.
That's why I think, from Dave Cornish's point of view, The Hartford Public game was key, both as an indicator and a learning experience. In that game, Ledyard, playing a Hartford Public team that's actually fairly similar to New London in their style. They have a player who's really outstanding left-handed point guard who can score, but they don't have a lot of size, which New London doesn't either. But the Public had great quickness, and in the fourth quarter, caused this frenetic style, and Ledyard did not respond to the pressure. They had a 14-point lead, frittered it away, took 6 consecutive trips without a shot at the basket, where they either turned it over or committed a violation. And Dave Cornish was certainly, after the game, concerned, but that's what he sort of asked me. Is there such a thing as a good loss? Well, if that loss translates into some learning on how to take care of the basketball against a pressure team, then maybe it was.
I think it does. You know, you got to, when you're going into a tournament, whether it's a high school or a national tournament, you got to be able to handle those better teams, and that's the better teams are going to be there, and you're only measured by those games.
You know, tournament play oftentimes is, especially in college basketball, a lot of people say that the NCAA is a guards tournament. Do you agree with that?
Not necessarily. I don't know if I've watched enough of it in the past couple of years to make a determination, but I'm hard pressed. You know, basketball is a game. The guards may dominate the action, but you need those other guys. You need some guys to rebound. I love the sport because there's so many statistical factors that you can contribute to your team, and those get all overlooked. I mean, the drastic one is the lineman blocking for the running back, and they don't get it. But it's even more drastic in a sense because usually the lineman isn't going to have a chance to score. Right. But here you can rebound and score. You can rebound and pass. You can get assists. You can play good defense. You know, and
well, you know, that's funny. We saw it in the ECC girls tournament, where Olivia Marks, who really is not the star of the Norwich Free Academy team. She ends up being the MVP in the tournament, not only because she had a big scoring spurt, but just with the most solid floor game. No mistakes, good defense. Every pass was well thought out, well delivered. Those are the kind of things that don't show up in the statistics, yet coaches certainly appreciate.
How great it is that somebody noticed that and collectively gave her that award for that valuable performance.
It was one of those performances that was almost hard to miss because it was, while the rest of the game was getting away from a lot of people, she was just so fundamental. And that's where you see it here in this kind of tournament. Who will be most fundamental coming down the stretch?
And back to your point about loss to Public, you will remember this years ago in the 60s. I coached New London High, and we played in that tough CDC against Public and Weaver and Buckley. And Jack Barkley, who's sitting next to us, was a star on that team. And we ended up in the state tournament playing Rippewam, the #1 seed at 20-0.
I remember that. I was there. I went to the game.
Yeah, and we were behind the first quarter. Bob Regan figured out their defense. We made an adjustment and won going away. But they hadn't played Public in Weaver and Buckley or New Britain, you know, and and they were out of the tournament.
Where you had, and that makes a huge difference when you've seen that kind of tempo, it's just so different.
Yeah.
It's what all, you know, you hear football players at the combine talking about how the NFL is played at a different speed. Well, so is Major League Baseball, so is NBA, and so is every level of basketball.
Absolutely.
Played at a different speed. The decisions you have to make are the same decisions. They just have to be made quicker and more efficiently.
And it may be no more evident in any sport than basketball.
I think you're right, yeah. Which has a game of so many decisions. You know, you're constantly making decisions when you come down to where to pass it, what pass to make. All of that is integral to the game. And I think what you really should look at, we're trying to look at in some of these games, is who's the most fundamental team? What team possesses the basketball and values it? What team, rebounds well? You're a great John Wooden fan, and we'll explore that when we come back. He said one of the most two important statistics in basketball are. We'll get to that shortly. But first, we're going to take this time out.
Got a perfect little place in mind. Nothing could be better than summertime loving.
face looks so strange. You're happy, you're angel.
Thank God that it's over. It doesn't matter. I don't even know you.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
We're back here at St. Bernard's High School. This is Jim O'Neill along with the legend, Rich Conover. 2020 halftime score. Both teams, Norwich Free Academy and Ledyard, have had their moments, Rich, so to speak, but in the end, it was really a balanced performance, both teams sort of feeling each other out.
Yeah, it's hard to actually pinpoint what the switch was, but Ledyard up 7, and just like yesterday, we thought Woodstock looked so solid, and then it turned around.
You know, the other thing is that the teams that want to play at a frenetic pace are likely to go in a spurt, but sometimes they're just as likely to give up that spurt as well, too. You sort of live by the sword and die by the sword when you try to play that kind of basketball?
Yeah, and that's where you were talking about. My team's always played up-tempo, but people didn't realize that, you know, in practice, so when you're running up and down the court, I always emphasize to make good decisions, which equals care for the ball. Right. So if you're frenetic and you're losing the ball, you're going to get destroyed.
All right, we're ready to go second half. Same starting 5 for Ledyard. Norwich back in their 2-3 zone. They'll offer the same starting team that started the ball game as well. Ill-advised pass in the lane, and the travel is called. There's a pass that you're passing a guy who can't do anything with it because he's already swallowed it up.
Kerry Childs had no place to go. He was surrounded, so why give him the ball? But it's evidenced by the discipline or kind of slow play of Ledyard against the 2-1-2 zone.
Full court pressure by the Colonels, but immediately they foul on the reaching in the backcourt. You know, Rich, we got to through the first half without either team shooting a bonus. We've got 2 fouls already in the first 18 seconds in the second half. Ledyard going to stay in pressure, though. It's pretty clear.
1-2-1-1 now.
Williams to Lusk. Lusk tries to get it ahead back to Williams. Williams across the half-court line now. And we'll try to set the Norwich offense. Williams, left side outlaw. Outlaw, three-pointer from the corner is good. Outlaw with a three-pointer puts the Academy ahead 23-20.
Yeah, I was going to say before, Ledyard a little reluctant to shoot the outside shot against the zone, and Outlaw nails it, puts them up 3.
All right, this is Jaquante Rios. Rios left the lane, gives to Philip Thomas, tries to get it inside, but can't.
Ledyard back to being quite deliberate against the 2-1-2 zone.
Well, you know, they're actually now trying to do a better job on Gray inside. He's not as available as he was before.
Yeah.
But the pass goes into Childs, who gets off the shot but draws the foul. Gray is not quite as available as he was in the first half, and so without that, I'm not sure Ledyard really.
Yeah, I didn't notice, but they might. NFA might be dropping the forward instead of covering the corner, dropping him in.
We'll have to look for that as we go here in the second half.
They might have made some adjustment.
Childs dips and shoots and scores. 23-21, 7 minutes straight up here in the third quarter. Ledyard trails by 2 now. They led almost entirely in the first half. Brief lead of 2 by the Wildcats. Now they lead by 2 again as Childs misses the second. 23-21, NFA on top by 2.
But Ledyard not in the 1-3-1 pressure that they looked like they got a lot out of it, but then NFA had come from behind to score
ball
against
them. And the jump ball is called. Jump ball called. Nice play by Philip Thomas to tie up the NFA player in the lane, and but the arrow points to NFA. They'll keep possession under their own basket. Ball blocked out of bounds by Reels as Caruso tried to inbounds for the Academy. And Ramel Williams will pull it out, try to start the offense from scratch. Williams against Whipple. Right side out low. Williams tries to penetrate down the lane, shut off. Ball goes inside to Lusk, inside to Caruso, throws up a flash shot and gets it. Nice hesitation by Raya Caruso. He scored inside. The Academy has a 4-point lead.
Yeah, he's small, but he got the defender up in the air with the fake and was able to lay in the uncontested shot in there. Nice pass from Lusk, by the way. They're not doing anything special against.
Well, the Outlaw drops down to at least get the rake if he has to. So Whipple, long jumper, can't get it. Strong rebound, Gray, who lays it in.
Guess who?
That's their best offense right now.
Yeah.
25-23, NFA by 2. Ramel Williams comes down the lane and travels. Oh, they call a trip. I thought he called the travel. I thought that Dan Kalis had it for the travel, but he called Philip Thomas for the block. Not a shooting foul. NFA will inbound. River Thomas replaces Jaquante Reels for the Colonels.
And Lancaster back in for NFA.
Yes, Denzel Lancaster replaces Ibo Rivera. Lusk, 15-footer, gets it. Nice inbound play. Lusk got the 15-footer and scored. Academy by 4. 5:30 remaining in the third quarter. Long three-pointer is no good. You know what? One of the things that Ledyard is not doing, they're not stepping in against the zone.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they need a few of those long shots on the perimeter of the zone, but he was 10 feet behind the three-point circle and didn't need to be.
No,
he didn't get pushed out there.
Yeah, could have stepped in and gotten a much easier shot. 27-23. Outlaw hounded there by River Thomas, gives back to Williams, to Caruso. Caruso top of the key to Lusk. Lusk with a 15-footer, he can't get it. Rebound by Childs. Pushed ahead to Whipple. Whipple in the lane, wheels in the lane, throws up the right hand and he draws the foul. That's Thomas Whipple offense right there. He'll go to the rack here with an assortment of moves. He'll frequently do that 360 and look to draw the foul. And he did, but somehow this is not a shooting foul.
I don't understand that.
What was he going to do with the basketball?
He was on the way.
Childs inside, lays it off the glass. Good inbounds play. Dave Cornish, by the way, has shown me this year a number of good inbounds plays. They've scored hoops off the inbounds a number of times. This is Lancaster in the lane against Childs. Can't score. Rebound by Gray.
Well, if somebody got hit, I thought he did inside.
Here comes River Thomas. Gives to Whipple, who lays it in. Good fast break by the Colonels. They tie it at 27, and Neil Kerlin says, we're not playing this kind of basketball. He doesn't want that kind of tempo, as the Colonels have come back from a 5-point deficit to tie the game at 27. Nice fast break basket there, Billy.
Yeah, and he finishes nicely. And again on the miss shot.
That looked like one of those drills you do where the ball doesn't touch the floor and the guy scores on the other end. It never happens in a game, but it's a nice drill. It did there. You know, let's talk about that attack of Ledyard against the zone. They're looking inside to Darnay Gray, but what Norwich is doing is they're hedging Outlaw a little bit so that
from the weak side.
From the weak side to get the rake, even if Gray gets the ball. But more importantly, the Ledyard perimeter players are not stepping into that spot to get the return pass. Last time, Philip Thomas took about a 25-footer. He could have gotten a 17-footer.
Yeah, they need a couple of those to combat against the zone and give Darnay Gray some room inside.
Right now, they're collapsing a little bit around him. It's hard, so they're looking for him, but really, they're going to have to hit some of those perimeter shots. And
Gray might move up to the foul line just to get some air. That
may be true, yes. Caruso, inside ball kicked away by Whipple.
He did that in the first half for a while just for a breather, and he crashes if they shoot from outside. He crashes from there. He's probably more dangerous.
27-27, 4:16 remains third quarter. Semifinal action of the Eastern Connecticut Conference. Here's Lusk with a 15-footer, rattles around, a good strong rebound. Outlaw, he goes up with a put back and scores it. Carrie Childs picks up the foul as Outlaw with his strength. There's a good reason he's going to be a Boston College running back.
I was just thinking that's where those weightlifting football drills pay off. He just muscled his way back up there.
Well, he kind of overpowered Childs there, scored, and now will go to the line to attempt to complete the three-point play. 2-point lead for the Academy. Outlaw dips and shoots and scores. 3-point lead. Norwich with 4:10 remaining third quarter. River Thomas on top to Whipple. Whipple tries to wheel, cannot. Sagging zone. Whipple goes baseline, goes into the lane, throws a wild shot, no good. Rebound taken by River Thomas, who blades it off the glass, no good, but he's fouled.
Thomas has all the shots he wants from the top of the key, and he never looks at the basket.
Really, he can shoot as many free throws as he really wants, and they'll be 2-point free throws.
Yeah.
All right, this is River Thomas shooting a pair. First is good.
Oh, that was a nice release, nice little touch.
Christopher Gill replaces Kyrie Childs for the Colonels.
Right now he's only about 4 or 5 feet from where he is attacking the zone. But maybe it's a big 4 feet, I don't know.
It's amazing how shooting percentages go down as you take 1 foot further out away. But he sticks 2 free throws here, and it's 30-29 Norwich.
My adage has been, I always like the 15-foot uncontested shot rather than the 3-foot contested.
Yeah. All right, Lusk to Lancaster. Lancaster tries to go against Gray, cannot. Good defense by Gray on top. Ramel Williams hounded by Whipple, tries to go right. River Thomas tried to jump him for the double team, couldn't do it. Goes to Outlaw. Outlaw drives the lane off the glass and scores. Nice athletic move by Marcus Outlaw. 3-point lead Academy, 3:13 remains. Here comes Philip Thomas, who rattles one around. The floater falls through, pulls the Colonels to within 1 with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Nice baseline move by Philip Thomas. Ramel Williams now sets it against the Ledyard man-to-man. This is Lusk, top of the key. Right side to Lancaster, who drives in the lane, throws her a running right-hander. Gets bailed out by the foul. Lancaster fouled by, I believe, Darnay Gray. Yes, Darnay Gray gets fouled. I believe that's his 3rd foul. Lancaster will go to the line for a pair. Not a real good shot. He was under pressure, but got bailed out by the foul. And good call, and it truly was a foul.
Lancaster's a fine talent. He needs to find his balance, and I think that's what Neil Curlin has been trying to do. Find his balance between his offensive consciousness and playing within the team.
He back rims the first, and the Colonels still trail by 1. John Rainey replaces Darnay Gray. Christopher Gill in the lineup as well. Lancaster with the second. Dips and shoots and scores. 2-point lead Norwich, 33-31, 2:45 remaining. River Thomas now in Norwich man-to-man this time. It's to Philip Thomas. Philip Thomas outside to Rainey. Rainey to Thomas. Thomas drives strong baseline, goes around inside, throws the ball away to Outlaw, who comes the other way and is fouled by Rainey.
I wonder if Neil and NFA are changing defenses after foul shots. A lot of coaches will do that just to disrupt the offense.
If you don't have the real good point guard, you know, you can sometimes get baffled by a team that changes up on you all the time. That's where a great point guard really can help. Recognize quickly what's out there.
Exactly.
33-31 Norwich, they lead by 2. This is Keith Robinson looking inside the Outlaw, doesn't have anything. Lusk right side on the baseline to Robinson. Lancaster, long 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, Thomas Whipple. He comes the other way. Whipple drives hard down the lane, stops, pass to Gill. Right side now to Thomas. Back on top to Whipple.
NFA
Whipple
back
looking
to
for the
zone.
high screen. Gives to Gill. Gill gives to Whipple. Inside, he lays it in. We're tied at Larry Bird. 33 apiece. 1:45 remaining here in the third quarter of the Eastern Connecticut semifinal action. Here's Lancaster now. Lancaster to Lusk, guarded by Gill. Baseline pass to Outlaw. He can't score, but he's fouled.
Nice
back
door.
cut, yeah,
Yep.
nice back cut. Little UCLA play there. We used to call that UCLA. I think Wooden, I think Wooden invented everything. So that's where the ball goes to the high post. Yep.
Ironically, Wooden didn't go back door much, surprisingly. Yeah,
or more like Pete Carroll did. I don't know why we called it UCLA.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too hard to say Princeton. And our kids could spell UCLA. All right, Outlaw with a pair now. He rattles it around and gets
River Thomas really having some difficulty guarding the stronger Outlaw.
Well, you certainly can't let him backdoor you.
Yeah, well, he's trying to prevent him from getting the ball.
Yep.
Can't score if he doesn't have the ball, but then he was quite vulnerable to the backdoor play.
All right, Academy Y1. Outlaw dips and shoots and scores.
NFA still man-to-man.
Yes, they are. This is the Whipple. He's got it by Outlaw. Inside the Gill, foul called on Lancaster. Christopher Gill, who by the way, is one of those players we talked about at halftime. Doesn't show up in the stats, sets the screens, will rebound, score inside if he gets the opportunity. Isn't going to make a lot of mistakes. Lancaster replaced by Lusk in the ball game. 2-point lead for Norwich with 1:19 remaining third quarter. Officials explaining to the players who gets what position on the floor. All right, on the inbounds. Ball goes to Gill. Gill wheels in the lane, passes inside, score. Evan Stockman with a score. Just came in the ball game and quickly off the good pass by Gill, who wheeled in the lane, recognized that he had Gill, Stockman on the weak side, delivered the bounce pass, and Stockman scored.
And like you say, Gill isn't the person you think of immediately when you think of Ledyard. But there's
Stockman
a nice
completes
pass.
the three-point play and gives the Colonels a 1-point lead with 1:14 remaining. All right, this is Ramel Williams now. Neil Curlin, I think, wants to pull the ball out. Yeah, he does. He's going to pull the ball out. Norwich in a spread now. And they'll pull it back out, holding for one, which is no easy task. Here's Robinson, down the lane, the block. Well, I think my own feeling, Keith Robinson was just a little out of control. I thought Christopher Gill squared up nicely. The guy who has the call, though, Tommy Sullivan, disagrees with me, and his opinion counts and mine doesn't. In either case,
I agree. I thought where is he going? But
the
the foul.
The 5'10" senior will shoot a pair. Front rim's the first.
And once again, pulling the ball out kind of paid off for NFA.
In that position too, I'm not sure if I want to go out and pressure the ball that much, unless we'll discuss that in a minute, if they're going to attack, which is what they did. Robinson converts the second, ties the game at 36. If teams that just want to hold it, I think you should pressure them. If they're looking to attack, that's a little different issue.
NFA zone again. River Thomas could help his wingmen by making a dribble at one of the top of the players. As you
Whippo,
pointed out.
long three-pointer, can't get it. Ball tapped by Gill, but can't get it to Whipple. And the Academy has it. Tie ball game, 15 seconds remaining. Here comes Williams. Gives to Robinson. Long three-pointer is no good. Rebound by Gill. Kicks it ahead to Whipple with 7 seconds. He comes down the lane, lays it off the glass, and scores. Coast to coast goes Thomas Whipple to give the Ledyard Colonels a 2-point lead after 3 quarters of play. 38-36. We're going to be back with exciting fourth quarter action right after this message.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
3 quarters in the books here at St. Bernard's High School. Jim O'Neill along with Rich Conover. Fourth quarter in the boys semifinal. Winner plays New London High School tomorrow night at 7:30 here. Rich Thomas Whipple with a nice play to end the third quarter to give the Colonels a lead.
Yeah, very smart play. There was 7 seconds. I looked up on the clock when they got the defensive rebound. He didn't panic. You can get, in my opinion, up the court in 4 seconds, coast to coast. He just wheeled his way through that and got all the way to the basket for a nice layup.
You know, and also I would say Norwich took the shot a little prematurely.
A little bit, yeah. They needed, I think it was about 11 seconds when he took it, I think.
Whipple inside to Gill. Gill lays it up, no good. Rebound. There'll be rebound, a foul. I think the foul's going to go on Stockman over the top. It is, yes. Evan Stockman called for the foul over the top. And I believe NFA's in the bonus. Yes, they are. Gray has 4 fouls. And I think Dave Cornish was, he's going to try to keep him till, well, as long as possible out of the ball game. As a result, Stockman, now here comes Gray right back into the ball game. Stockman, Gill, Philip Thomas, River Thomas, and Thomas Whipple on the floor. Outlaw dips and shoots and scores. 1-point ball game, 38-37. Ledyard by 1 as Gray comes back in replacing Stockman.
Again, Outlaw, a very nice release on the foul line. I always look at that to know whether a player can shoot or not, how he takes
ball
his
comes
foul
out of his
shot.
hand nicely, yes, yeah.
Look at that.
And he sticks the second to tie it at 38. 7:47 remains in the ball game. Norwich back in their 2-3 zone.
A Whipple up on the top now. But again, way out.
Yeah. Long entry passes are difficult, and that's what they're sort of asking for. River Thomas with a wild shot. Yeah. Ball goes out of bounds off of him. That just isn't the offense that Dave Cornish wants. You know, baseline against the zone, the 5'7" guy goes into the lane. Dangerous territory.
It's really nowhere to go. There's too many defenders there.
All right, man-to-man Ledyard. Outlaw looks inside, knocked out of bounds by Gill. This is about as big as Ledyard can play when they play Gray and Gill at the same time. Ramel Williams now trying to control action, goes right against Whipple, shut off, gives to Caruso. Caruso, left side, Lust. Outlaw trying to get position inside against River Thomas. That's a tough matchup, by the way, because I don't know that he can handle him with physical strength.
Yeah.
Ball slapped away and stolen by Philip Thomas. Gives to Gill, but the ball goes out of bounds. Slapped out of bounds, it'll go to the Colonels. They're going to confer, but I think that's the right call. The ball was slapped out of bounds and went to Ledyard. Andy Kane conferring with Danny Kalis, and yes, that's the call. Ledyard gets the ball out of bounds. Neil Curlin asking for the contact touch, but not going to get the call. All right, we're tied at 38, 6:51 remains.
Lancaster back in now for Rivera.
Here's River Thomas inside to Gill. See, there's a good example where Thomas has to step in, didn't. Long three-pointer, no good. Knocked out of bounds. No, knocked out of bounds. Outlaw retrieves the rebound. Here's Outlaw now. Outlaw wheels left, throws up a right-hander. He got it. Athletic move by Marcus Outlaw. Gives Norwich a 2-point lead. Thomas Whipple comes the other way. Whipple inside to Gill. Gill strongly inside, can't score. Rebound taken inside by Lancaster. Ball stolen by Whipple. Gets the jump ball. Arrow goes to the Wildcats.
Very aggressive move by Whipple. Caused that jump ball.
Ledyard got the shot they wanted. Gill really had good positions. I just couldn't convert. Academy with a 2-point lead, 6:07 remains. Here's Lusk, back to Lancaster. Reach in, no good. Well, Mel Williams in the lane for the nice 12-footer. Gives the Academy a 4-point lead. Here's Whipple now, drives the lane, blocked. Lancaster, the long frame, long arm of the law as it turns out. Here's Outlaw down the lane to Lusk. Back to Lusk for the 15-footer, can't get it. Rebound, Gill. Here's River Thomas down the lane and gets bailed out again, I think, on the reach-in. He really had nothing there because every other Ledyard player was on the perimeter.
NFA had a great opportunity to pull away a little bit and missed that. All created by the nice block by Lancaster up on the defensive end. Got them running out and getting a nice shot.
John Rainey back in, replacing River Thomas. Here's Childs to the basket, lays it up, no good, he's fouled. Another good inbounds play by the Colonels. They got one of their better players, the ball in the lane.
Yeah, interesting how nicely he found the hole in that zone to receive the pass. Nice instincts on his part.
Dave Cornish does a nice job with that. He and Troy McKelvin. Childs rattles it around but gets it, pulls the Colonels to within 3. He'll get another. And he dips and shoots. And can't rattle this one home. Strong rebound by Denzel Lancaster. Gets it to Outlaw. Outlaw comes the other way. Down the lane. Swallowed up there. Throws up the right-hander. He got it.
That was clever.
Strong athletic move, too, by Marcus Outlaw. 5-point lead Norwich. He's telling get back in the zone. Here's Philip Thomas.
They'll test Ledyard to see if they're going to shoot outside.
Well, that really is almost a problem. They shoot too far outside.
Yeah.
And Ledyard wants a timeout. Timeout here on the floor, 4:48 remaining. We'll be right back after this message.
The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single-base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
We're back here at St. Bernard's. Jim O'Neill, Richie Conover. 4:48 remains in the game, and the Wildcats of Norwich have a 5-point lead over the Ledyard Colonels. Rich, you were making a point during the timeout.
Yeah, I'm impressed with NFA's control. They got a nice pace going. They're distributing the ball. Outlaw has been sensational in this part, and they've handled whatever defense Ledyard has put at them.
I think when a team is steady like that, that's a tribute to a coach. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And they've got good leadership. That's another factor. I think that's obvious that Williams and Outlaw can lead this basketball team. All right, John Rainey with it now. Rainey, long three-pointer, no good. Rebound in the lane, foul is called. I think this will go against Norwich. Yes, it will. Goes against Denzel Lancaster.
Well, Ledyard tested it out. NFA tested Ledyard out, and they had a pretty good three look at the basket off the front of the rim and didn't go in. They maintained the ball, though, actually go to the line.
Darnay Gray will shoot the 1-and-1. Both teams in the bonus now. 5-point deficit for the Colonels. Gray shoots and scores. 44-40. 4:38 remaining in this ball game. Gray dips, shoots, scores. 44-41. NFA on top by 3. Ledyard in full court man pressure. Ramel Williams guarded by Rainey. And the NFA looks like they spread a little bit. Ball is knocked away, but recovered by the Wildcats. Here comes Williams down the floor, holds back up. Now inside, loses the basketball and commits the foul. Lost the basketball and ran into a brick wall named Darnay Gray, but committed the foul in the process. I think Gray will shoot a 1-on-1 on the other end. Well, it's 4:13. You think it's a little early to pull it out against a team that's willing to pressure you?
Yes, but I'm sure Neil is doing what he thinks his team is best at, given the opponent. So
Gray, who's a very good free throw shooter, sticks the first.
Made two.
If a team, I think my feeling has always been, if a team just wants to hold it, I think you can pressure that team. I worry about the team that's going to bring it out but attack you.
Yeah, well, I think that looked like their idea, but
Gray misses the second.
Williams made a mistake there. And
double team in the backcourt, and Williams calls the timeout. 44-42. Colonels trail the Academy by 2 with 4:07 remaining. Yeah, I think you're right, Rich. I think that's what Neil wants to do. He'll spread it out, but he'll attack if he gets the opportunity. You just don't want to get pushed out too far doing that.
You're absolutely right. This is a very critical time. 4 minutes left. That's a lot of time. But you pull it out. If you have a good ball handling team, you can win by 20 because you're gonna get a layup, or they're gonna start to foul you, or you lose the game.
You know, maybe the greatest upset in Connecticut high school state championship history was when New London High School beat Trinity Catholic, which had 3 Division I players, including Rashamel Jones, who went to UConn, and Earl Douglas, who went to Rutgers. And they did it by holding the ball up, but you said if you have good ball handlers. Well, when they matched up, their center was a big, slow guy, and he was guarding Dwayne Stallings, who was the center for New London, but ended up being a point guard at Conn College, that championship run Conn College. And they just devastated them by holding the ball and attacking the hoop off the dribble.
Yep.
Rainey gets called on the push.
And was Trinity kind of a pressing team a little bit? They'll come out
I
after
don't think they were, no, because they had 3 guys they had Jones and Douglas, but the rest of the guys were kind of slow guys. What New London did was that whoever was guarded by Jones and Douglas, they sent them down to the corner. So that the other guys were going against the...
Play 3-on-3. Take them out of the equation.
That's what they did.
Smart move.
Big upset. Whalers won a state championship for that one. Chop Parker, to this day, maybe his favorite. Williams sticks the first of 2 to make it 45-42 Academy, 4:06 remaining. I think you're going to see even more of a sagging zone for the Wildcats on the other end. Williams rattles around the second, but gives the Academy a 4-point lead. Here come the Colonels, and it'll be the 2-3 zone. Rainey to Whipple. Whipple, Rainey's just too high. Oh, that's a long three-pointer. And he can't get it. Gray, though, Weber cannot score. Darnay Gray again with a big offensive rebound, could not convert. That's just too long a shot, Rich.
Well, no, it's a good pass to Gray.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's much better shots available to the Colonels.
I mean, they can't get it to him from the perimeter. They might as well put it out the basket. I don't say that too facetiously, a little bit, but.
All right, Gray rattles around the first, but gets it.
That's his 5th in a row.
46-43.
No, he had missed the second one of the last two.
Ledyard trails by 3 with 3:50 remaining.
Okay.
I really think this could come down to how well Norwich Free Academy handles the basketball.
Yep, I think you're right.
Gray, second is swish. And it's a 2-point lead for the Academy. Man-to-man pressure. Trap in the corner, back to Lusk. He gets the outlaw, breaks the other way, comes straying down the lane, can't get the right-hander. Ball inside, batted around, taken by Childs. He gets it ahead to Whipple. Here comes Whipple the other way, strong down the lane, the block is gone.
I don't think so on that one. Excuse me.
Well, there is nothing more controversial in all of basketball than the charge block.
Yeah, right.
I mean, depending on your rooting interest or even your impartiality, you can see it 2 different ways. Danny Kalis saw it his way, and his way counts. And Thomas Whipple will get an opportunity to tie this ball game. Whipple shoots and scores. 1-point lead for the Academy with 3:33 remaining. Second by Whipple, ties it. 46 all at the 3:33 mark. Still in pressure, Rainey pressuring Williams. Williams comes the other way, holds up around midcourt. Gives on top to Outlaw, guarded by Whipple. Whipple right in his face. Outlaw quickly goes by him. Caught up in the trap, ball out of bounds, and we've got a foul call. And a technical foul. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's a call I know Andy did not want to make, but he probably had no choice. Foul on the floor. Then Rainey either said something that
I'm not
Andy
sure.
Kane took offense to.
It's a shame that it has to come to that in such a good game, you know.
But that's a matter of control. You don't want to make that mistake.
Yeah.
I love it when people make excuses for it. Well, it was the heat of the moment. I thought that's what sports was supposed to teach you how to do. Show poise under pressure, and that's what the Colonels lost a little bit there. I think, now this is one of those double false foul kind of things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there's a ruling here. We have a foul, I believe, on Norwich on the floor. Gives the Colonels a one-on-one on the other end. Then there's the technical foul in which the Cads will shoot a pair. So I'm guessing the technical foul goes first, and then they'll shoot the one-on-one on the other end. And that seems to be the case, yeah. Now, I do remember some things from the rule book.
Yeah, well, they've changed that a couple of times as far as whether you get the ball, when. I think this is the right sequence.
Well, obviously they're not going to get the basketball, right? Because Outlaw back rims the first. 46 all tie. River Thomas replaces John Rainey.
Well, the technicals against Ledyard.
Technicals against Ledyard. These are the two technical free throws. I thought there was a foul call, though, prior to that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Outlaw misses both.
I thought there was also.
But no, there was a foul call.
Who was the foul against? That's it.
Well, I don't know.
It was a foul on
Ledyard.
On Rainey.
Oh, my word. Yeah,
and then the technical on Ledyard.
So, Outlaw will shoot another pair,
get the ball.
They'll shoot the one-on-one here.
And
they'll get the ball. He gets that one. That was the front end of a one-on-one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Jack, that was the front end of the one-on-one, wasn't it? Jack Barkley looks at us and draws a blank. That's 10 fouls.
Oh, that was the 10.
No, they were shooting 2 anyway. Okay, but those were the personal free throws. 48-46, Norwich by 2. They'll get the basketball.
And the ball back. Could have been a 6 or 7 point play.
Yeah, here comes Outlaw the other way. Baseline jump is no good. Rebound inside by Lusk. He swallowed up, but the foul is called. Nobody blocked out Ryan Lusk streaking to the basket. He took the outlaw miss, and in the lane, on the putback, he was fouled, and he'll shoot a pair. It gives the Academy a chance for a 4-point lead. Ryan Lusk at the line, good free throw shooter. And of course, back rim's the first, as I say that.
Yeah, free throws have kind of kept Ledyard in the game, actually. They've
Yes, they have. They've shot
shooting
well.
pretty well.
Yeah. Lusk for the second, dips, shoots, and can't get that one. That's a lot of misses out of the last
Yeah,
six.
they ended up with 2 points out of a possible 6 or 7.
48-46 with 3 minutes remaining. Whipple to Thomas. Left side Childs gives to Whipple.
I think they could
Whipple
get
inside
it
to
in.
Gray.
Yeah, I
Gray
was just
muscles
gonna
his
say
way
that.
in, spins in the lane, can't get it. Rebound, Denzel Lancaster. He's double teamed there, but now Outlaw comes out of the pack. But we got a timeout. I think Kyrie Childs caught an elbow. I thought I think an inadvertent elbow to be sure.
Yeah, most likely. I'm
Ledyard
surprised
benches,
they stopped. Have they changed that rule? Any injury, no matter who the possession, they stop the clock? Because NFA was on their way up the court.
True, I think that's the rule. Yeah, he caught an elbow right in the jaw. Dave Cornish out there with the trainer. Kyrie Childs sort of getting his wits about him now. They got a good look that time. Gray had the ball in the lane, but could not score.
Yeah, see, now here's a rule change I would like. This now penalizes NFA.
Yeah, it does.
They should have the ball. I would give the ball to the player on the court where the referee stopped the clock because of the injury. Now they got to inbound it against the press and could lose the ball.
All right, Lusk will inbounds. Here comes Outlaw off the screen, but they'll get to Williams. All right, Ledyard settles into the man-to-man. Williams, I guess River Thomas gives Outlaw, who gets double teamed. Williams in the lane. Caruso to Lusk. Looks on top to Outlaw. Outlaw drives hard right, goes in the lane and scores. Uncontested, really.
Yep.
Gives him a 4-point lead, 50-46 with 2:20 remaining.
Well, he went right at Gray,
He did.
who couldn't foul him, or didn't want to risk blocking the shot.
And Dave Cornish calls the timeout. 2:09 remaining. I think this comes down to, can Ledyard push up their zone offense a little bit and get some better shots? Can NFA handle ball pressure on the other side?
Yeah, well, they've been doing a good job, NFA, getting the
Yeah.
ball inbounds, clearing out so that Williams can bring it up, and then they've settled down.
Well, they've got a couple of good ball handlers.
They've taken away the double team by
right.
spreading the court out. And then I think Ledyard can get the ball into Gray inside there, but they haven't been really looking for him. Lancaster's in there, Denzel Lancaster, so he's a little longer, so he might cause Gray some problems. Or Ledyard has to hit a three.
Yeah, they really do have to hit a three,
Or
but
something.
It's really hard. I'm just impressed the way that they have not been able to step into the open spots in the zone and get a return pass and get a good shot. Some of the threes they've thrown are really NBA threes. You know,
Yeah.
Nobody shoots a good percentage at that. No. But this will be a big possession right here, though, Rich, with 2:09 remaining. Norwich with a 4-point lead.
Still in the zone, 2-1-2 zone.
Inside to
There it goes
Gray.
in.
Gray wheels in the lane, lays it up, and no good. Strong rebound by Outlaw. There's the shot they want is what they got. Here comes Williams now to Caruso. Caruso right side, Lusk. Back on top to Caruso.
Up four, you think they might pull it out.
Outlaw. I don't know who's supposed to be guarding Outlaw. Certainly not Darnay Gray. They switch now, and it's Kyrie Childs.
There goes for the double.
Yep.
He has to nicely finds the open man. Oh, what a nice play.
That's a nice play. They left Lusk alone. He gives the Academy a 6-point lead. Ledyard in trouble now, I think.
Yes.
6-point deficit, 1:22 remains. Here's Whipple, right side Childs. Three-pointer Childs, can't get it. Rebound by Williams, he's fouled by Philip Thomas.
Lusk, I thought he was doubled. I thought it was going to be close to a 5-second call. He leaped in the air, split the double, and found Lusk underneath the basket alone.
That's a big hoop as the Academy, with I think 6 points, I think is the biggest lead of the night.
I think so.
1:13 remains. Lamell Williams can extend it to 8, which would put the Colonels in a big hole. Shoots and back rims it.
NFA continues to miss these foul shots.
We talked about that last game. Free throw shooting just so critical. And there isn't a coach that doesn't say, we work on it every day. Lamell Williams dips and shoots and scores. Does make it a 7-point lead. Here comes Whipple now. Whipple to River Thomas to Whipple. Whipple drives hard in the lane. 15-footer, he got it. 53-48, a minute left. Ledyard in pressure. Ball is batted out of bounds by Philip Thomas. NFA retains it. In the back
go back door here. Throw it long.
Look at the long
it
pass.
does
throw
it.
it long. To Lancaster, wheels. Has the ball blocked out of bounds by Kyrie Childs. Great athletic move by both players.
Yes. Yeah.
Lancaster covering a lot of space with one wheel move, and Kyrie Childs, who we referred to as a great athlete, streaked from the weak side and blocked the ball out of bounds.
Great block.
5-point lead, though, with 53 seconds. Lancaster with a jumper, no good. Rebound inside, taken by Childs. Gets it ahead to Whipple. Whipple into the front court, goes hard to the basket, he's fouled. The reason Neil Curlin has his hand on his head right now is, what was that shot for, Denzel? As he calls his guys over.
Was it? I guess he forgot that adage, time and score.
Time and score, yeah. Well, the time is 42 seconds remaining. And the Colonels are at the line shooting a pair, but they trail by 5. They have a chance to cut it to 3.
42 seconds left. That's a lot of time in a game like this.
I told you one shot, said the coach, and the players, I only took one shot. There you go.
I was surprised Neil was, I didn't look right at him, but he wasn't jumping up and down. He's got that short haircut, so he can't pull it out, I guess.
At any rate, 42 seconds remains. Colonels trail by 5 to the Academy. Thomas Whipple, fouled on a 2-point attempt, will shoot a pair here.
Oh, it would have been, if they pulled it out, got fouled, go up by 7. It's a little different. It could be 3 at this moment. That's an enormous difference with 42 seconds.
And Whipple back wins the first. Oh, then walks will kill you, said the baseball coach. Insert free throws for the basketball team. Darnay Gray back into the ball game. He places Kenzie Desire. Whipple at the line. Dips, shoots, and gets it. 4-point Academy lead. 42 seconds remain. Ball comes into Outlaw. He races ahead into the front court, but now pulls it back out and is quickly fouled. Ledyard sort of in that spot right now with a 4-point lead. They have to put guys at the foul line. I just don't think Marcus Outlaw is the guy you want to put there.
Yeah, well, he was smart enough to keep the ball. And you like it. He wants to be on the line, one of those kids. He's been in big games.
Yep, and going to be in some bigger ones at Boston College. Outlaw dips and shoots and gets it. 5-point Academy lead. Stockman back into the ball game, replacing River Thomas. Outlaw with a second. Dips, shoots, back rim, rebound by Gray. Gray ahead to Whipple, 5-point lead. Whipple comes into the front court, drives down the lane. Little runner is blocked by Lancaster. Sort of the long arm of the law, and in the rebounding action, foul is called as on the reach-in. Outlaw grabbed the block shot. That's 2 big blocks.
2 big blocks.
Denzel Lancaster. You know, When you hear people these days on basketball shows talk about how a kid is long,
Yeah.
as opposed to just being tall, they're not the same thing.
No.
Denzel Lancaster is a very long player at 6'4".
Yeah. And he has a, one of those nice spring leaps
Quick
off
burst,
the floor.
yeah. Outlaw shoots a pair and drills the first. 6-point lead. And on the other side, the Colonels got a shot they wanted. 10-footer by Whipple in the lane is sort of what you want, but Lancaster came up big. Outlaw shoots again and gets it. 7-point lead.
3-possession game now.
Here comes Whippo. He drives down the lane. Long three-pointer. Philip Thomas. No good. Rebound, Kyrie Childs. He goes inside for the score. Can't get it. Strong rebound by Outlaw. And the foul is called on the reach-in. Marcus Outlaw really has asserted himself. And what figures to be some of the last basketball games he's ever going to play. He's going to be strictly a football player at Boston College. But he's showing his athleticism and showing there are some kids that sort of have it. They want it at the end. They know how to win the games.
He wasn't about to give that ball up. He knew they had to foul him. And he said, I'm going to the line. What's interesting is I saw the football game in the state tournament, and he got hurt early. There was some question whether he would come back at all.
Misses the first, but it's a 2-shot foul. I had Zach Souza at Waterford, who was a great quarterback, point guard, baseball player. He just knew how to play games, all kind of games. You want to teach him ping pong, pickleball, he'll be the winner at that. He's just, there are kids like that. Outlaw sticks the second. 8-point lead, 12 seconds. This one is just to be counted down now. Here's Kyrie Childs, leaning three-pointer off the glass is no good. He gets his own rebound, can't score. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Ball game over. Final score here from St. Bernard's High School. NFA 57, the Ledyard Colonels 49. NFA will advance to the finals here tomorrow night against arch rival New London High School. That's always one that everybody likes to watch. NFA and the Wildcats will be, NFA and the Whalers will be here tomorrow night for that one. And we'll be back to wrap this one up right after this timeout.
We can clip it, trim it, and cut it down to size. But most of all, we design it, plant it, and care for it. We have the tools, the know-how, and the passion. Grow something beautiful with sprigs and twigs, stewards of the environment.
At the MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner, our #1 goal has always been to earn your business for life. As one of the largest dealerships in eastern Connecticut, selling Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and Hyundai, we accomplish our goal by not just offering the best buying experience, but more importantly, the best service experience after the sale. That philosophy is what built this company from a single-base service station nearly 45 years ago to who we are today. So experience the difference and let us earn your business for life. The MJ Sullivan Automotive Corner in New London or at mjsullivanauto.com.
Excuse me, mister, I don't mean to be cruel, but I had better things to be than be your fool. Da 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 da.
Train, you're a good friend of mine. All right, everyone, good friend of mine. Reach up for those whistles.
I'll bet. And we're back here. Jim O'Neill with Rich Conover, and we're here with Victoria's coach Neil Curlin, who, by the way, was a young coach when I started as an athletic director. But those games will age you fast, won't they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm exhausted right now, physically exhausted, but the kids played so hard, and Ledyard kids did too. Just like last night, what competition? High school kids just competing and playing hard. It's fun to see.
You get your money's worth when you come to this. You came to this doubleheader. This was pretty good basketball.
Yeah, Jim, we were a little worried, tonight. I'm sure Ledyard folks were too, that it didn't have the same buzz in the gym when we started the game today as last night. But that, I think, the closeness of the game and the intensity.
Got a pretty good buzz at the end.
I think it brought the crowd into it, and it was a great atmosphere.
Marcus Outlaw, talk about his performance in the fourth quarter. Kind of took it over.
He did. He was a handful. Just like at the other end, Darnay was a handful. They had, a big gun, and we had a big gun, and we were fortunate that, Marcus made some big plays and some big free throws. We haven't been a very good free throw shooting team this year, so when we were missing a few down the stretch, we kind of expected some of that. But I thought we made enough just to get that little edge there, and they didn't hit any threes, I don't think. Did they down the stretch?
No. Well, we talked about that
that's
a lot.
a great equalizer.
Absolutely.
You did a good job with your zone, extending them out. They never really pushed it up a little bit.
We tried something brand new. Luckily we had 2 days of practice, and then we had a little practice last night.
No, did you really?
So it was brand new for us, what we tried to do, and the kids just were so receptive tonight, and the whole ECC tournament. We've had some ups and downs this season. At the beginning of the year, we didn't have Marcus for the first 10 games or so, and then when we got Marcus back, we lost Denzel for a few games, and finally we got everybody back, and we've been kind of like maturing. Too late. Really. I guess not too late. I guess,
at the right time, it would
but
seem.
too late for the ECC large,
Yeah.
which we play for everything. So, but it certainly is gratifying after a season like we've had, where the kids have really had to dig deep and find some strength to get through some tough times.
Yeah, a couple of things, and you're right. You had a season that it's tough to coach when you get kids in and out. You lose some rhythm, but you came back, and it's always best. All that ends well, kind of thing. But what was it? Can you tell us a little bit about why the 2-1-2 zone or 2-3 zone? What prompted you to get
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay, all right.
Well,
And I like you too
I'm
much.
old enough anyway. I've lived long enough.
Tell me and kill him.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well,
you don't have to know.
No, you got to understand, Darnay's a junior.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he still had how many? He still had a bundle.
A bunch, yeah.
So I don't know how much. I don't know if it worked or they just missed a lot of threes.
So mainly to attempt to contain.
You got to pick your poison.
Yep.
And I thought that and maybe it was disrupted. Maybe they just didn't play well against the zone tonight. I
well,
don't
they
know.
didn't. We were commenting here. I thought they needed to make a couple of threes outside to pull it out. That would have helped Gray inside.
Ironically, Rich, the one time that I thought we boxed them out, I couldn't see the second half as well because they were away from us. But I thought the one time we really did a good job boxing them out down here in the first half, one of their kids hit a three from the corner.
Yeah, well, there
I
you
don't
go.
even know who it was because I was watching the box out.
Yeah.
We commented near the end of the game that the fourth quarter might really be decided on how well NFA handled pressure. And, Ramel Williams gets probably very little credit, but you had 2 or 3 ball handlers who really handled pressure well. You really didn't turn it over a whole lot against very intense pressure.
Yeah, as good as we've done all year, Jim. There was a great play at half court by Ryer Caruso. I think he's number 20.
Yep.
He was in a trap, and he went to the toolbox. We call it the toolbox. Archies and sweeps, donuts and waffles. We get all kinds of crazy names for being able to handle pressure when you got the ball.
Yep.
And he came out of that, and he threw a bounce pass to Lusk for a layup.
Oh, that was Caruso. Oh, that's right.
That was
Caruso.
Caruso.
Yeah.
And
Big play in the ball game.
that was the toolbox.
Yeah. Because I thought it was 5 seconds any second.
I guess the kids are waiting for me.
Listen, we could talk basketball
Hey,
with you forever. The bonus
Let
you
the
get is
kids
you get
wait.
to play
We're
the
on
Whalers
board.
again tomorrow night.
Yeah, it should be
I
good.
know you love that game.
No, it should be good. It's a great rivalry.
Great rivalry. Yeah.
Thanks
Well,
a lot, guys.
Let
We'll
me
be
just
here.
let me just say before you went, I thought you made some nice moves, and so did Dave Cornish. You pulling the ball out. The game was getting away from you. It changed the
well-coached
complexion of the game. Then he came out with the 1-3-1 thing.
Sometimes, as they say, Rich, he with the chalk last.
Yeah, right.
Neil,
Yeah.
we're going to let you get back. Thank you
Okay.
so much for coming by. Victoria's coach, Neil Curl, and, it's, by the way, here's one thing I love. When you can coach as long as Neil has now, you can still get excited over a game like this.
Right.
I mean, anybody who has never done this doesn't ever understand why this is such an intoxicant. It's just you love doing it. You should probably think about coaching.
I can talk about it. I told my wife, if I accept another coaching job, will please shoot me. You know?
Well, I'm just looking at you, me, and Neil. There's probably 3,000 games played, maybe more.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But it's like days like this where you do a couple of things. You
Sure.
make a move with your team, and you make adjustments, and you make some nice moves in timeouts, and you come away with the win. There's nothing better than that.
Well, let me ask you a question. We're going to be here tomorrow night. Casey O'Neill will be back tomorrow night in his familiar spot. I want to thank Rich for filling in for 2 nights. He's done a great job with us. It's always great to have truly one of the coaching legends on board with us. What do you see in tomorrow night's matchup? That's an interesting game, Norwich and New London. They played once before. Norwich got them. What happens now?
Again, off the top of my head, I think it's going to be the same kind of question we had in this game. Well, but can NFA handle the pressure?
Yeah.
And I think New London is maybe a lot quicker in a sense with the pressing than Ledyard might be. I'm not sure that's true, but it'll come down to that. I think if NFA can handle it, they have some places to go to. Yeah, I mean, even
Lusk they'll have a size
Lusk
advantage tomorrow night. That's right. They'll have an inside advantage tomorrow night.
I didn't get a chance to ask Neil. I was interested in Lancaster because he was their go-to guy early in the year, and now he comes off the bench, and he did a great job here.
2 big blocks in the fourth quarter.
I mean, he would have been the GOAT if they had lost because he took that shot with 42 seconds. They were up 4, and they didn't need that at the time, and he missed that one. But he contributed a lot. I think he might have even been the one who didn't foul on the last drive. So he's playing smart. Then, of course, New London NFA will be looking at Porter. Porter's a lot like their own outlaw. He gets to the basket strong. And whether they can contain him a little bit. If they contain him a little bit, they have a good shot of winning it.
Interesting matchup tomorrow night. Sort of the reversal for what the Wildcats saw tonight. They saw a team with some size inside. They'll see one without a lot of size inside. They saw a team without really great perimeter shooting. They're going to see a team that can shoot 3-pointers tomorrow night in Sawyer, Lake. And certainly, if Deontay Bruton has any kind of game like the one he had last night, that just you really
they'll
saw
test that zone if they decide to play zone.
And they won't be afraid to do it. And they'll step in and take the shot that they want, not the shot that they're sort of the first shot available deep on the perimeter.
But New London, I'm losing my memory here. Who do they have to go to inside?
Well, they really don't. That's part of their problem. They don't have a real inside presence. They're playing, and that might be trouble against that NFA zone.
Yeah, they have. Well, NFA might move the zone out a little bit, cover those guys, but then they'll penetrate.
There isn't really. They
you can't move out too much on Porter because he'll just take it to the rack, as they say.
Well, we're set the stage for tomorrow night because it's going to be a good one as we wrap it up here. 57-49 was the final. The Ledyard Colonels falling to the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. It sets up a championship game for the Eastern Connecticut tournament. It would ought to be a full house here tomorrow night at St. Bernard's High School as the Whalers in the Academy battle for the umpteen millionth time. You know, the oldest football rivalry in the country. It's got to be one of the oldest basketball ones too. You've played in that game.
Oh yeah.
You know it's always an exciting rivalry, and we'll have it here tomorrow night for the Eastern Connecticut Conference Tournament Championship. Rich, I want to thank you for putting up with me for a couple of nights, but what an enjoyable time to be able to work with a guy whose basketball credentials are as extensive as yours. It's certainly a pleasure. I've certainly enjoyed it, but now I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Great ball game, we hope. If it's as good as the ones that we saw here in the semifinals.
We saw 2 great games.
Be hard to top, won't it?
Yeah, certainly. And I want to thank you and the Day for inviting me. This is a lot of fun doing this kind of thing.
It is a lot of fun, and the Day, you can't really say it. It's just amazing how they've become they've always been a great community asset. This is just another way they're exploring new ways to become that kind of community asset that they've been for 100 and some years. So wonderful time. I'm glad that the Day has allowed me to be a part of it. Well, but we're not finished. Tomorrow night we'll be back. 57-49, the final here tonight. The Norwich Free Academy Wildcats knock off the Ledyard Colonels to advance to the finals. For Rich Conover, this is Jim O'Neill saying good night, everybody.